If you've made it this far, it's not by chance. There's something in the air, a soft, almost invisible vibration that has brought you to this exact moment. The guardian angels whispered, and the universe cleared a path for this message to reach your heart. God sees what you haven't told anyone. He knows the weight of what has remained silent. Before you listen, take a deep breath. Allow each word to wrap around you like a hug from above. This message is for you. Where are you watching from right now? Comment, and may the light reach you wherever you are. Today, there's a different energy surrounding you. It's as if time has slowed down just so you could hear what your heart has been trying to say for days, perhaps weeks. There's someone, a presence that insists on appearing in your quietest thoughts, in those moments when you try to distract yourself, yet the memory comes back, like the echo of a voice that the wind carries home. The universe knows. The angels are watching. And even as the world continues on its path, something within you feels that this bond isn't over. There's an invisible thread, delicate but real, connecting two souls that recognize each other, even in distance. This person tried to take another path, tried to look at another face, to convince themselves that the feeling could be replaced, that the mirror would show a different story. But the mirror laughed, because the heart doesn't lie. It may hide for a time, may pretend to forget, but it always returns to the point where the truth was planted. You feel it, don't you? There's a mix of longing and intuition in the air, as if the universe is repeating in subtle signs that what is true does not fade away. It merely waits for the right moment to be recognized once more. Think of the times you've tried to understand the silence, of the nights you searched for answers in the sky among the stars, asking God if it still makes sense to feel so much. And what did he show you? Perhaps a random song that spoke exactly what you couldn't say, or a dream, a coincidence, a name that reappears when you try to forget. These are the signs. The guardian angels work in silence, moving small things, aligning confused hearts, preparing reunions that only time can stitch together. And today, as you listen to this message, something inside that person also awakens. They feel the weight of what was left unsaid. The mirror in front of them, the one that tries to hide regrets, can no longer silence the truth, because there are memories that burn like a flame that doesn't go out, reminding us that replacing what is soul with convenience is impossible. This person tries to appear fine. They smile, they pretend to be light-hearted, but inside them, there's a quiet storm. There are memories that don't fit in another embrace. There are words that don't dissolve on other lips. And when night falls, regret comes like a slow tide, flooding everything they tried to rebuild. You may not see it, but the universe reveals the truth through sensations, waking up with a racing heart for no reason, feeling a presence, as if someone were thinking of you at that very moment, seeing repeated numbers, sounds, memories, coincidences. All of this is a spiritual dialogue, a silent language between souls that still have something to live. God does not erase stories. He transforms them. And when something is true, he allows separation just so both can see each other more clearly. Sometimes you have to get lost to understand the value of the journey. And this person is discovering that now. The mirror, which once reflected escapism, now returns truth. It shows the emptiness that no new attempt has filled. It shows the reflection of someone trying to smile but whose soul silently calls your name. Do you feel it? Something is being healed at this very moment. Something invisible but strong is being rebalanced between you, as if the guardian angels of both were meeting again, exchanging light and understanding. This person chose to go in another direction, perhaps out of pride, perhaps out of fear. But the heart doesn't know how to lie for very long. The soul, when it recognizes the other, continues to resonate even in absence. And here now, in this moment of listening, the universe invites you not to harden your heart, not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. Because true love, the kind that comes from God, is not about possession, it's about purpose. You've been feeling a slight restlessness lately, haven't you? As if something is about to happen, as if the air is filled with subtle omens, little confirmations that the time is about to reveal what has been hidden. Perhaps an unexpected message, a chance encounter, or just a memory so strong it seems to have a life of its own. These are the movements of the universe. Nothing is by chance. Every silence, every distance, every tear, everything plays a role. Because before any physical return, there must be a spiritual reconciliation, soul to soul. And that's what is happening now. As you listen, a bond is being revisited in the invisible realm. The angels are working on what the eyes still cannot see. This person feels the absence like someone feels cold in their soul. They try to fill the emptiness with distractions, but the echo of what they shared with you follows them. And the mirror, that silent companion, laughs, not out of irony, but because it reflects the truth. No one can replace what was genuinely lived. Have you noticed how when something is genuine, time doesn't erase it, but rather matures it? The memories no longer hurt the same way. They become soft, luminous, like pages that the heart keeps tenderly. And it is at this point that the universe acts, when pain gives way to understanding. Because forgiveness, even that silent kind, has the power to free. And when you forgive, love doesn't need to return to be triumphant. It simply fulfills the purpose of elevating. But there's something in this story that still pulses, something that the universe still wants to reveal. This person is gradually being led to the truth they've avoided for so long that they tried to replace the irreplaceable. And now, when they look in the mirror, they feel regret burning in their throat like trapped words that need to be released, but haven't found the courage yet. You feel the call to hear this because there is an active spiritual connection. No matter the physical distance, the soul senses what the mind tries to deny. And today, what resonates is regret, but also a desire for reconciliation. God is rearranging the scenery. You may not see it, but He is. He breathes truth where there was once confusion, and touches hearts that need to awaken to the love that is still alive. Perhaps you've tried to move on and found yourself thinking, why do I still feel this if I've tried to let go? The answer is simple yet profound, because there are bonds that are spiritual, not emotional. And what is spiritual only dissolves when it fulfills its mission, never before. The angels whisper that something is in motion, a request for forgiveness, an unspoken word, a gesture that will reveal everything that has been trapped between pride and fear. But before this happens, the universe asks you, remain at peace. Do not seek, do not demand, just trust. Because the truth always comes through the path of serenity. The love that is yours does not get lost. It may drift away, it may fall silent, but it always finds its way back, even if it's just to close a cycle with light. Have you ever felt that silence holds deeper answers than 1,000 words? Comment, what has the universe been showing you lately? These answers come when the soul decides to listen without fear. And if you're hearing this now, it's because something much greater is being prepared. The mirror, the laughter, the regret, all are part of the purification of a bond that still has purpose. Perhaps this person still doesn't know how to approach. You might need a few more signs to understand what the angels are trying to show you, but the process has already begun. Your role now is to keep your faith strong, your heart open, and your soul at peace. The universe works in cycles, and each cycle brings its own revelation. Today, what is being revealed is simple yet profound. Nothing can replace what is true. There's a weight in the air, gentle but dense. A mix of memory and silence hangs between you and that person. It's the space between what is felt and what is said. And that space sometimes hurts more than the absence itself. The distance didn't happen overnight. It was a slow, almost imperceptible process. First came the short replies, then the long silences. And finally the distance. The kind that isn't measured in miles but in glances that no longer meet. You wonder why. Why did something so strong need to be silenced? The angels whisper, because there was fear. The fear of feeling too much, of giving too much, of being too vulnerable. This person didn't run from love. They ran from themselves. From the reflection they saw when they looked at you. Because deep down you saw them for who they truly are. And being seen so deeply is something not everyone is ready to handle. But the silence weighs heavy, and silence speaks too. Each absence, each day without news is a conversation happening between souls, even without words. Have you ever felt that? That feeling that someone is thinking about you, even without saying anything. As if the heart receives an invisible message, a signal. Well, it does. The universe creates these bridges when something remains unresolved. This person tries to deny it. They distract themselves, keep busy, try to convince themselves that everything is fine. But regret begins to grow like a silent root. And what was once an escape transforms into longing. God allows silence for pride to dissolve. Because there are truths that only emerge in emptiness. And it's in this emptiness that this person starts to feel the weight of what they've lost. She thinks about what was said and what was left unsaid. She reflects on the times when fear spoke louder, the times when pride overshadowed love. And each memory turns into a cruel mirror, the same mirror that now laughs, reflecting the mistake she tried to hide. This person attempted to replace the feeling, but the universe is wise. It doesn't allow something true to be erased by superficial attempts. The reflection may change, but the essence remains. Meanwhile, you also feel the internal tides shifting. Sometimes you feel anger, sometimes compassion. But deep down, what exists is a profound learning about love, surrender, and destiny. Because when two souls cross paths under the gaze of God, nothing is in vain. Even separation carries purpose. And today you are being invited to understand silence, not as rejection, but as part of the healing process. This person is now facing their own inner mirror, and the reflection they see is not pretty. It's a reflection of regret, of words left unspoken, of truths not told. Regret burns like fire in their throat, begging to be released in the form of an apology. But there is still fear, fear of the reaction, fear of judgment, fear of facing their own truth. And that's where the universe works in secret. God operates in what the eyes cannot see, preparing the right moment for reunion, or for the understanding that will bring peace. Have you ever felt that someone distanced themselves out of fear, not from lack of love? Comment here. Perhaps this question reveals more than it seems, because often separation is just a disguised shout, a silent request for time, for space, for forgiveness. And now as you listen, something within you also awakens. The heart begins to understand that true love doesn't need to be demanded. It reveals itself at the right time. The conflict unfolding between you is spiritual. It's not about blame, it's about evolution. Both of you needed to learn. One about courage, the other about surrender. The angels observe in silence, knowing that every pain is a seed, and from that seed understanding is born. The shadow of separation, no matter how dark it may seem, is making way for a new light. God is writing a new chapter, and above all he needs both to look within. For only those who confront their own shadow can truly see the light of another. And so the story goes on. The mirror still laughs, but now with tenderness, because it knows that the time for reunion, even if only spiritual, is approaching. Distance is playing its role. The pain is shaping understanding, and the universe is preparing the ending that will bring peace. This person's heart can no longer bear to pretend. They feel the need to speak, to ask for forgiveness, to admit they tried to replace what was unique. But until that happens, the universe works silently, aligning destinies, healing invisible wounds, preparing the ground. Everything that has been felt continues to exist. Nothing is lost. Everything transforms. Today's silence is the prelude to a revelation. Something is about to happen. The time of truth is drawing near, and you will be part of this turning point. The universe has moved in silence. While you thought nothing was happening, God was preparing everything. Now, something is beginning to change. The guardian angels are reconnecting what seemed lost. An invisible thread is being restored, the same one that once linked you and this person. As you breathe, they feel. As you pray, they remember. Nothing is by chance. Every separation has a purpose. God is writing something new, and the time is finally ready to reveal it. This person thinks of you more than they admit, more than they would like, more than they can avoid. They try to disguise it, to move on, but the heart does not forget what is true. The angels show signs, a name, a memory, a song. Everything is a message. The universe speaks to those who still feel. This person is slowly awakening. God touches your soul and shows that running away hasn't healed anything. The mirror which once laughed now reflects regret. There is prayer, there is longing, there is a desire to start over. Do you believe that silence can speak too? Comment below. Because sometimes silence is the most sincere language of love. Something is shifting. Time makes way for a reunion, perhaps physical, perhaps only of the soul, but it will happen at just the right moment. God doesn't rush. He matures. And when the souls are ready, love returns, pure, calm, true. The universe smiles, not with irony, but with tenderness, because what is real never gets lost. It simply transforms. Everything that God touches blooms, even what seemed forgotten. You grew in silence. Time has shaped you. Now dawn is approaching. Nothing was in vain. Neither the tears, nor the pause, nor the emptiness. They were necessary chapters. This person also needed to cross their own shadow, to face their reflection and recognize what they lost, to learn that love is not possession, it is surrender. Today, the universe whispers, forgiveness is the bridge, and true love crosses any distance. The shadows dissolve. What was pain becomes wisdom. You learn to love lightly, to trust without guarantees, and that made you light. God saw every prayer. None were forgotten. The universe returns everything in the right time, sometimes as love, sometimes as peace. No distance erases what is true. The universe realigns hearts that seek each other. When this happens, it's not coincidence and it's destiny. You are about to begin a new cycle, lighter, more aware. Love will now be calm, without expectation. Feel this. The air is shifting, the heart is opening, and the soul recognizes nothing was lost. The mirror laughs again, now with joy. Two souls reunite within themselves. And love, love never left. It just waited for the right moment to bloom. If you've made it this far, the universe wanted to speak to you today. Nothing was a coincidence. Every word was a sign. Take a deep breath. Feel this peace? It's God confirming you are not alone. Do you believe that silence also speaks? Write in the comments what your heart heard, and tell me, which word from this message touched you the most? Hope, faith, forgiveness, or reunion? When you write, the universe listens to you. If this message resonated with you, give it a like. This way, it reaches those who need to hear it. Share it with those who feel nostalgic, with those who still believe that love can be reborn. And if you want to keep receiving messages like this, subscribe and activate the notification bell. The angels always have something to say, and I want to be the bridge between heaven and your heart. Before you leave, close your eyes. Do you feel that light? It's God's touch saying everything that is yours is coming back at the right time, in the right way. Until our next meeting, guided by the same light that brought you here,